Hello everyone, how's it going? Hope everyone's been well, hope everyone's been trading safe, just putting in the work. First of all, apologies for the absence. I've just been, busy with personal stuff. Nothing bad or anything, but just been a bit busy. Obviously, been busy with the Discord and just with my own trading, really, just stepping it up. So, sincere apologies for the short time away, and I will be back active on the Telegram as of this coming week. So yeah, looking forward to seeing you guys. And just before I start, just going to do a little breakdown here of a trade that I took on Tuesday. But just want to say, some of the people that are messaging me, showing me their improvements, etc., just using these simple concepts. Honestly, it's amazing to see. It's really amazing to see. The simpler you make it, the easier it is to trade, in my opinion anyway. So look to interact with every one of you guys from this week onwards. So let's get started. So just before we get started, guys, just in case you're wondering why my voice is so deep, it's purely because I was enjoying the British sun and the universe didn't really want me to do that, so I've been down with hay fever over the weekend. But yeah, it is what it is. We move. Okay, so just getting into this very quickly. From a 15-minute standpoint, I had these swings. Okay, now whether you got these swings or not, it's not as relevant as understanding what the intention of price is. Okay, that's the most important thing, understanding what the intention of price is. Okay, and in this instance, for me, I had this breaker structure. Okay, now taking it back to the basics. Okay, if we had lower low, lower high, lower low, what are we expecting? Well, we're expecting a pullback into some sort of POI in here, at which point we expect an entry model, and we expect another lower low. Okay, going with our expectation, right? Now, whether we get this lower low or not is irrelevant. Okay, this is our expectational order flow. This is what we're trading with. Okay, we're just simply trading with regards to our expectational order flow. Okay, and just understanding this in itself, in its entirety, will help you drastically improve your trading. Okay, so another thing that I was seeing was this little supply chain in here. Okay, now I've done a video on supply chains, so I'll put the link to that somewhere here. Okay, so we've got this little supply chain that's holding. Okay, so the next sort of valid zone, or valid POI, shall I say, is this little 15-minute POI here. Okay, now understanding that, so we've identified the trend, okay, bearish on the 15-minute. Now, with regards to the higher time frames, there's a lot more to the story, but just keeping it very simple. Just understand the 15-minute order flow. Okay, we're making low, 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 high. Okay, we've now got liquidity sitting right below our point of interest. Okay, so if we are to come into this zone, that means liquidity is being taken into this zone, which is a great confluence to have. Okay, now one thing I always say to people that speak to me with regards to trading is it doesn't really matter if price gets to your zone or not. It's about how did it get there. It's about how did it get there, and how did it react. Okay, now the second thing is, if you're thinking about entering or how you enter, once price gets here, it's already too late. Okay, you need to know, whether it's pro trend, counter trend, whatever it is, what your entry criteria is, regardless. If it's pro trend, what is your entry criteria? If it's counter trend, what's your entry criteria before price gets here? Okay, and that's where a trading plan becomes so important. Okay, so if I just play price out, okay, now we've got here. Okay, so just before moving on, for those who are been asking about the Discord, so one of the biggest elements of the Discord is morning analysis. So I'll provide sort of my outlook every morning on EU, and this is the trade on the 22nd that we're breaking out now, and this was sort of my analysis in the morning, and then obviously when I got in the trade. But more important than that, whether we lose, win, whatever, it's about learning, right? So at the end of the day or end of a session, we will have these breakdowns, okay, markups of why the trade was executed, what were the confluences, what were the negatives, or whatever, okay, whatever we were seeing or whatever I was seeing, and this is how we learn, right? So that's just one of the elements that we provide here in the Discord. So moving on, okay. So like I said, we've taken out liquidity into our point of interest, okay, into our point of interest. Then it's a case of literally sticking to a mechanical entry criteria, okay. And for me, and for the people in the community, we look for a change of character, we look for liquidation, change of character, and we also look for flip. And in this instance, we've got pretty much everything, okay, and more. Okay, when I say and more, we've also got this sweep of liquidity, okay, before we get the change of character, which is an extra confluence. Okay, and when I seen this, my entry was pretty much the 50% of this candle here. Okay, now I managed this to a 1 to 5. Okay, now how you manage your trade is completely up to you. Okay, there's nothing wrong in targeting these lows. Okay, it makes total sense. Okay, so down to that low, you know, you're getting 1 to 10. Okay, so if I just play price out, we get tagged in, we mess around for a little bit. Okay, we mess around for a little bit, and if it just decides to drop, and that's it. Okay, so it actually went further down, so let's see. So you could have potentially grossed this at like 11.5 or whatever. Okay, now another thing I want to say, okay, is we don't need, so this is what I said at the start, right? Whether price makes a lower low or not, okay, from here, whether it makes a lower low or not, that's irrelevant. Okay, we have to trust our process and trust our system. Okay, and for me, in this market, lower low, lower high, lower low, I'm expecting a lower high with the expectation of a lower low, just purely from a 15-minute standpoint here. Okay, now whether that happens or not is irrelevant. Okay, and if you miss the setup here, then you just have to follow sort of the mitigations and follow the reaction. Okay, and from here, from a 15-minute standpoint, we've had a change in character. Okay, we've had a change in character, and then taking your setups from here or wherever it is, continuing that bearish order flow, okay, which is what we got over the next sort of few days. Okay, and if you just continue to sell this off from here, completely fine. Okay, so you don't need to get in here, and even if you do, even if you miss this setup here, understand how can you get in, how can you still get in. Okay, obviously don't force it. Okay, don't trade what you think is going to happen, trade what price is showing you. Okay, so in this instance, if you didn't get in here, you get a 15-minute change of character. Okay, then just follow the order flow. Okay, so I just thought I'd do that quick little video just to kind of show you guys how simple it can be. Okay, it doesn't need to be complicated. Okay, these were just simple concepts and just following low, 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 high structure. You know, after breaking structure, expecting that pullback, seeing liquidity, using liquidity as a confluence. Okay, using liquidity as a confluence to the story I'm building, and just hitting it once your entry is met. Once your entry is met, sorry. Yeah. And yeah, so that's it for me, guys, today. Just a quick little video on that little setup. And like I say, I'll be back on Telegram, I'll be back on YouTube. Really looking forward to interacting with a lot of you guys. And yeah, let's step it up.